Good evening, everyone. Tonight we talk about here on the America First pregame how Democrats are breaking rules while Republicans are basically a bunch of simps. How the Democrats are going to take the House. How Republicans basically blew it. And for an extra fourth point tonight, we're going to actually talk about why women travel. Stay tuned for that one. Here we go. First and foremost, we're going to jump straight into it. Do me a favor, like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out tremendously. I want to get the news out there. If you can help me out, that'd be great. If you like the content, I would much appreciate it. Please do so. All right. So we'll jump straight in. This is going to be from America First, the episode 1707. This is going to be from the 3 hour and 27 minute mark. Let's jump straight in. Here we go. Rumble really does suck.
You know they don't care about the rules. Executive overreach, reinterpreting the Constitution. They will manipulate the statutes or the procedural rules to get every single thing that they want. They're literally calling Facebook and telling Facebook what to censor. They're using Health and Human Services to ban ammunition from being sold in America.
Breaking the rules.
They're going after people using the DOJ because they're allied with the President of the United States. The Democrats literally break every rule, every precedent, violate the Constitution, and Republicans say, vote for us. We need to be saved from the Democrats. And then we're ceaselessly constrained by those same rules. The Democrats are going to import illegal aliens to replace us in the electorate and vote for them forever. But we can't overturn birthright citizenship. But we can't break the filibuster to pass the SAVE Act so we could check their IDs. We can't build a border wall. We can't do mass deportations. Okay, so then what's the point? It feels like there's only one side that actually cares about winning. You know that if the Democrats had a 6-3 majority, imagine the things they would be doing with that.
100%, and they will get it at some point. We were really close to that happening in 2016. The Democrats, once they get power, the Republicans, the problem with the problem with the Republicans, it's a bunch of old boomers, usually old boomer Zionists who have already lived their life. If you talk to any boomer, they'll tell you, well, it's not my problem. I've already lived my life. Straight across the board, you can ask any boomer, at least most boomers, even the good ones will tell you that. Where the Democrats are young, energetic, they're minorities, they're educated, they're super smart, and they are motivated, and they have like a, they basically have a bone to pick with us because they have been in particular, in particular white men. And so they really have this bone to pick, and they're going to go in and they're going to go really, really hard. I mean, they are absolutely going to destroy us in the midterms. Let's pick up.
I think we all know that if Democrats pack the Supreme Court, they're taking away the First Amendment. They're taking away the Second Amendment.
Yep.
They're going to make open borders a constitutional matter. We all know that. We all know the next time a Democrat gets in, they very well could add additional seats to the Supreme Court and do all these things. They'll add new states. They'll add new justices. They'll take away our rights. We all know that. They'll reinterpret the First Amendment to prohibit hate speech. They'll reinterpret the Second Amendment to make it so that you can't own firearms.
They're going to add Puerto Rico as a state. Mark my word.
We all know that's how it goes. They'll change the laws governing the elections to make it so that nobody needs an ID to vote, and maybe you don't even need to be a citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you just need residency, if that. Republicans are in this position, hard fought, maybe the last opportunity ever. We got a 6-3 majority. We got 53 seats in the Senate. We have the White House. We have a majority in the House. And they say, yeah, we can't really overturn birthright citizenship.
Republicans are such female organ part. Okay, it's too early for the stream for me to say these things, but it's like, dude, Republicans are the biggest bunch of cowards in the world. They really are. They had power, they had literally the wealthiest man in the world, Elon Musk. They had the House, the Senate, and they have done nothing except brought us into war with Iran. What an absolute joke. We'll listen to another minute of this and we'll move on to the next video.
We can't really do that. Can't really build a border wall. Can't really do mass deportations. Oh, Antifa started firebombing ICE offices. Yeah, we should just give that up. I won't fight for it. So this is why I say, why even bother? Why would you ever vote for Republicans why are we voting for Republicans if they can't deliver this? This is all that matters.
Right. And that's why we got to do away with Republicans. This is why in the midterms we're not voting Republican. We have to be done with this whole thing because it is completely done. It's washed out. What needs to happen is the Democrats have to have some levels of power. And in that Democrat-led power, there needs to be young men who step up and start fighting for the right again. All right. Second part here is how the Democrats are going to take the House. And this is going to be at the 3rd hour and 35th minute of episode 1707. Let's listen.
Wasn't this the whole point? So let's see where we are. It's July of 2026. We're pretty late in the game here because, like I said, you know what's going to happen in 5 months, 4 months? Democrats are going to take control of the House. In January, they're going to be seated. In January 2027, Democrats are seated in the House. And once that happens, it's fucking over. Don't you realize that? Don't you realize that when Democrats get seated in January, it's over? You may think, well, we got 2 more years. No, we don't. No, we don't. We barely have time now because there's going to be another major recess before the November election.
Yep.
How many days is Congress even in session from now until November? I think it's fewer than 100. If that, it might be significantly less than that. I haven't checked the calendar in a minute.
Yeah, Congress loves taking days off. These guys get paid $160,000, $180,000 a year, minus any other money that they get from any other incentives or for bribery or whatever. And they literally like work less than school teachers. These people are absolute fucking hacks.
You don't have 2 years. You barely have 3. You barely have the 3 months between now and the election. Because what will happen is that the Democrats are going to win the House. Then you have a lame duck period where nothing will be accomplished until January. They get seated in January. And once the Democrats are seated in the House, they're impeaching everybody. They're impeaching Trump immediately. And then they may impeach other people too.
Yep.
They may impeach other members of the cabinet like Pete Hegseth and maybe Howard Lutnick. They're certainly going to start indicting people. They're going to start subpoenaing people. They're going to use their oversight powers to investigate members of the executive branch. That's going to slow down the executive branch by itself. But then on top of that, they're going to shut down any major legislation.
Yep.
There's a debate ongoing right now if Republicans will break the filibuster in the Senate and pass things with a simple majority. Well, by 2027, it won't even matter because you won't even have the House. And in the Senate, you'd be lucky if you have 50 Republican seats. So watch what they will do. And they will use their control over the House, not just to shut down the congressional agenda, but also to put pressure on the White House. They will say, we're not going to fund your government unless you roll back ICE. Just like they did this year, just like they did a few months ago. They're going to say unless and until DHS puts body cameras on ICE and changes their rules of engagement and rolls back all the activities they're doing, then we're not going to fund DHS. We're not going to fund the NDAA. We're not going to fund these departments and agencies. And then what will happen in roughly the spring of 2027 is that the Vice President, J.D. Vance, is going to start his shadow campaign for president. And maybe Marco Rubio does too. And maybe other members of the cabinet do as well.
I would say that Vance has already started that shadow campaign. Nick knows this, but he's been coming out, speaking out against Israel lately. That's his whole shadow campaign. He knows that he cannot be. I think he's basically, his team has figured out a way to jump on the like whole train of like of saying, hey, you know, this whole Israel thing was a mistake. At least he hasn't said that yet, but he's jumping on like the train of like this is a real problem, and they he even said it like every time they start a war or every time we come to a peace agreement, they go and blow innocent people up. Man, it's true, but that's him looking out for his political best interest. I don't think he has. I would like to hope that JD Vance is a genuinely good person who wants to look out for the best interest in the interests of the country, but he's also looking out for his own interests. So, well, we'll get to that in the future.
Well, and the Democrats are going to start running. And then you're going to be in an election. So your cabinet is not only distracted, but they're also thinking about how they're going to win in 2028. So if where we are in 2026 in July is that there's no border wall being built, there's no mass deportations, and birthright citizenship got struck down, none of that is going to happen. Whatever the outcome is of the next election, mark my words, you're going to wake up on January 20th, 2029, and none of these things will have happened. And what will be the legacy of Trump? Announcing in June 2015, bowing out in January 2029 at the latest. 14 years. 14 years. No border wall. You probably have 15 million more illegal aliens than when you started. Birthright citizenship still in place. H-1B visa cap being met every single year. That's Trump's legacy. 14 years of build the wall. 14 years of America first, make America great again, all the rest of it. So for people that say we were buying time, we were wasting time. People said, well, yeah, maybe it's not a golden age. Hey, there's political realities. Hey, man, the Democrats control half the chambers of both bodies. You know, what can they realistically do? At least Trump is buying us time. At least Trump is preventing Democrats from cracking down.
Yeah, he's not buying us time. We're going to move on to the next video, but no, he's not. And Nick is pointing us out that he's not buying us time. He's wasted our time, completely wasted our fucking time. I'm in the mood for cursing tonight. So I got a fresh haircut. I don't know if you guys noticed. You would have to have watched my previous videos to know I was wearing caps because my hair was like outrageous, but I got a nice, look at that. It's a dub cut. It's a really nice cut. My girl cuts hairs. The girl I've been to for the last 5 years, she does a great job. But yeah, man, like we've been wasting time. And that's kind of how I feel about what we've been doing with this boomer generation. The boomer generation has outlived or outstayed their welcome. Okay. Life expectancy when they started building their policies was like 65. They're all like 60. They're all like in their 70s and going in their 80s, man. It is exhausting. It is absolutely exhausting. What is the oldest boomer? Let me look this up here. Let's see. Oldest boomer today. What is it? 80? Oldest boomer. 46, 1946, 80 years old. 80 years old. I met a really great 83-year-old guy today. He was really cool. I was wearing my Yankee cap out, and he was a Yankee fan, but that's neither here or there. But it's like, yeah, man, it's like, what are we doing here? What's going on? What is going on? Truly, what is going on? Like, you know, we've wasted all this time with Donald Trump, and we need to like start moving forward. We need to figure out life after the boomers are dead. The boomers have had every president since Bill Clinton. I count Joe Biden as a boomer ish. He's a silent generation by like 3 or 4 years. But either way, like he was completely demented, and he was probably most likely puppeteered by boomers, if you think about it, right? Like he was, I mean, he was basically a corpse being told what to do, probably by boomers. we need to move on. We need to figure this out. We need to figure out what life is like after boomers, and that's the book I'm writing. It's gonna be a great book. I'm gonna call it. I'm not gonna tell you what I call it, but it's gonna be awesome. And we're gonna talk about things like what direction we need to go in as far as religion, directions we need to go in as far as understanding kind of social order, things that what else? Religion, kind of such a social order, as far as like preservation of the white race, so on and so forth. That's a really important thing. A lot of people are talking about. Even Tucker's talking about that, right? And then what is the fourth thing? It is. I have it up there. Oh man, what is it? Race, religion, kind of centric social order, and then there's one more point, but I won't get to it. I'll think about it and I'll tell you guys. But either way, let's move on with the next video segment. This is going to be episode 1707 on the 3 hour and 49 minute mark. And this is going to be talking about how basically Republicans blew it because they blow it all of the time.
There's no reason we're losing the midterms. If they did all that on day one, it'd be a different country right now. Imagine if on January 21st, 2025, Doge got to do their job. They slashed the deficit. You got your billions of dollars for ICE. They deported millions. They overturned birthright citizenship in Congress. They did nationwide voter ID. They did redistricting in every Republican state, gerrymandering to get every Republican seat they could. They did tariffs and brought in hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue, brought jobs back. No war with Iran. Imagine how different the country would be today. Imagine if they did in D.C. to every city in America.
Right.
They followed through on their promise to deploy the National Guard, cleaned up the streets, cleaned up the cities, got rid of the crime. They could have done it. What would have stopped them? The left was so disorganized.
Remember when when Trump had like everybody come in and cleaned out Washington, D.C.? Well, he forgot to do that in all the other cities that absolutely needed it. And that's what Nick's talking about.
They had the richest man in the world, the White House,
there it is,
the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court. They could have had it all.
Yep.
And they could have won in the midterms. It would have never ended. He could have run for a third term.
Wow.
But he just doesn't have it in him. He's the problem. It's him.
Yep.
Maybe we just try one more time, get a different guy in there. Maybe that guy will take it all the way. But we need someone with true political genius. We need a true dark triad. Candidate.
Triad.
That's what we're looking for. Trump is not a Machiavelli.
He's talking about he says Machiavellian. Dark triad is basically narcissistic qualities. He's looking for people with cold blood in their veins. Somebody who can like truly lead, has no emotion. That's all intellect, highly, it's just pure reason, pure logic, looking to win because it feeds their narcissistic desire to be the best. That's kind of what he's saying here. And I don't disagree. And Trump wasn't that. I thought for years Trump was a narcissist. He's not, dude. He's actually much more soft than you think he is. He really is, dude. This is why he has failed, because he's trying to please everyone. If he was truly a narcissist, he'd have been like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. This is what I want. Honestly, he would have gone in and narrowed, like laser sharp precision, gone in and done what he wanted to do if he was a true narcissist. But now he's been trying to please everyone. And the Democrats and your uneducated average human being, which is 90%, are going to say, well, he's a narcissist. He's really not. He's not. He is just a greedy person who wants the most for himself, just like he did with the coin dump that he did. And just like the reason why he's going to be impeached is because he made all these policies for his Wall Street buddies and made $4 billion off of it. He literally lost all of his money in his first term. And in his second term, he brought it all back by doing a bunch of shady ass shit. Unfortunately, I'll still love Trump no matter what I do. but he's going to be in trouble. He's going to get impeached, but he'll get out of it. There'll be people underneath him who get screwed because that's the way the world works. But he's going to get out of it. Believe me, he'll end up in Mar-a-Lago, down in Florida, like living out the rest of his life with his swollen ass ankles and his smoking hot wife and his massive what is it? Is it what's his kid's name? Is it Baron? I forget his name. Yeah, maybe. Kid's like 6'8", dude. Holy shit. Who has a 6'8" kid? Donald Trump, because he's a beast, but he's not a Machiavellian.
Trump is he is a petty despot.
Yep.
It was never going to be him. You need a true visionary.
Yep.
And I'm not even talking about me. I mean, somebody with a true political talent to rescue America. But that person's not here yet. So anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to take a look at our super chats. We might talk about that movie tomorrow. I do want to get to it at some point, but it's getting late. It's 1 a.m. So we are going to move on. We'll take a look.
Anyway, let's take a look at the last one. This is probably my favorite one. So Nick talks about things that are very important. And one of them is the gynocentric social order and female nature. And this part, trigger warning, if you're a woman, you're not going to like this. But at the same time, there's not a whole lot of people watching this anyway. So fuck it. I'm just going to play it. Listen to what he says here about why women travel. And he's 100% right. Let's go.
We don't need increments that gesture towards Satan. We want nothing to do with that.
Claude Fable.
I'll take the money, but I'm not broadcasting.
Claude Fable 5 sent $20. There's something so disgusting about women solo traveling the world. Tampon dispensers next to world wonders. God help us.
Well, and you know what it is about women solo traveling the world?
He gives you that look. He's
women
like,
don't care about the world that much. You know why women we all know why women travel the world.
Yeah.
Women travel the world for the same reason they go to college, for the same reason they do anything, which is to be a whore. Women engage in traveling. It's a world tour to be a whore. It's a whore world tour. That's what women traveling solo is.
Yeah.
You think they care? They don't care. You think they're going to see art museums and try the local food and to see the sights? They're going there to sample the local dick. Not to be vulgar, not to be gross, but we all know that that's why women go to college. That's why women travel. They don't give a shit about all that. They do the same stuff there that they do here, which is lie, be sluts, and bed rot. That's what they do. That's all that they do. All they do is lie and slut out for endless validation and attention. And for that, they deserve to be smited. You know, they deserve to be annihilated. So you're talking about tampon dispensers, dude.
Yeah, this is a topic that'll light me up here. I feel like I've been very monotone and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. But like, truly, like this is, I mean, truly, like women will travel and they will go and they will have sex discreetly because they can. Women are in a position where like they don't have to imagine as a man, wherever you went, all you had to do was like, you know, set your dating app on I'm going to be here or there. And you have people, massive amounts of women trying to be with you and trying to have sex with you. That's what it's like to be a woman. You could literally travel, set your Tinder or your Hinge or your Bumble. I don't even know what's out there anymore. Or even your Instagram and just be like, yo, I'm here. And all of a sudden they got all these men, dude, you got all these men like ready to go to give you this experience about the, you know, where they're at in their local country. All of a sudden you're taking Italian dick, you're taking Greek dick, you're taking, I don't know, where else do you go? European, South American, Canadian, women here in the United States, they go to Vegas, they go to Miami, they're taking dick everywhere, man. When they go and travel, that's exactly what happens. I mean, that's the reality of our world, man, is that women will go and they have access to do whatever they want. And if you as a man, if you think about it, if you had access to do whatever you wanted, you probably would. Let's keep listening.
The least of it. That's the least of it. Women solo traveling the world. Yeah. That's so, yeah, it's nuts. Super black pill. You ever see those like TikTok compilations of a girl and she goes, I met 20 different guys in 20 different countries, and you see these idiot guys. The girl is like filming the guy, and one guy's on the beach playing a guitar, and the other guy is like driving her on a moped, and the other guy takes her to dinner on the beach or something. The other guy takes her on a safari. And you got to think, every one of these fucking jesters, every one of these jesters thinks, I'm gonna jester max. I'm gonna show this girl my customs. I'm gonna give her the best date. I'm gonna show her how we do it in Brazil and Spain and France, in Morocco, wherever. I'm gonna show her how we get down. Bro, you're just another stop. You are just another pit stop on the world tour. And I don't know, some guys don't care. Some guys are like, hey, they're here for the good time. I just think that's degrading.
Right.
I think that's just degrading to be used like that. It's like every other guy's been with her. Every guy after is going to be with her.
I don't think that's degrading at all. As a man, like if a woman wants to fuck, whatever, man. Like you as a man, the only way you're gonna figure out the only way you're gonna know if you should marry a woman is the only way you're gonna be able to figure out if she's been one of these women who have traveled the world and fucked is if you've also fucked women. Bottom line, like you're not gonna know unless you've been with women. And being used as a man, no problem. So Nick's a virgin, no problem. Nick, we love you, man. But it's not a big deal to be used as a man. If she wants to use you like a surfboard, ride you a little bit, maybe you can bend her over, smack some butt cheeks, spread some butt cheeks. It's not a big deal. It really they really enjoy it. Women really enjoy when you as a man actually really kind of lust over them. As long as you're the right man. If you're an ugly dude, they hate it. But like if you're a guy that they seem as worthy, if you're like one of the men who are in the top tier as far as attraction, like you don't even have to have money, dude. You don't have to have success. You don't even have to have a high IQ. Believe me, I know I started off life with a average IQ. I was able to push it up to 10 points plus. I think I actually took a test. I'm like even more, dude. Like I was above average to start with, and I pushed it up even more based off of like reading and constantly doing things like exercising my mind. My life is just one big study episode, and now I'm just like I need a chance to express myself. So that's why I'm doing these podcasts. But truly, like Nick isn't understanding used. It's not. You don't feel used when you're banging a chick and you have sex. You move on. She's the one who is gonna feel used, not you.
It's just sick and disgusting. And yeah. So anyway, the world, women solo traveling the world. Islam is right about that. Islam is not right about a lot of things, but it is right about women should really not be allowed to travel by themselves, because what are you traveling for?
Yeah.
What is a girl going to college for? It's totally insane that they do this. It's totally insane. That they're going to college alone. They're on world tour alone. It's just like unthinkable. So Islam is right about that. Freedom of movement. should not exist for women. Married, unmarried, I don't even care. You should have to move with your father, your brother, your husband, some kind of state-appointed guardian. But yeah, they go around on their own, and it's just like, I mean, am I wrong? That's just how.
He's not wrong. Women cannot be held to their own devices. We've seen this. And now we have millions of women that are in their 30s and 40s single. Maybe they have kids, maybe they don't. But as a result, our replacement rates, especially amongst the white race, are far below its numbers. It's supposed to be 2 point something. Because the average woman now is pursuing career and they only have kids in their 30s, they can't have more than one or two. They just can't. They can't pump them out starting at the age of 20 and just constantly pump them kids out. Some women do. I would, my grandmother has 13 grandchildren, which I'm the oldest, and I think she's up to 24 great grandchildren. I mean, like, she's surrounded by life. This Thanksgiving, we're going to go down to visit her in North Carolina, and she's going to be surrounded. All of us, we're like coordinating this whole thing because we're all over the country. We're going to be down there, and she's going to be surrounded by life. I mean, like things that came out of her body. Her and my grandfather has been dead since 1990 because that's men in my family die young. But it's like, dude, like, if you're a woman, why wouldn't you want to do that? Why would building a fucking career working for a company who doesn't give a shit about you be your goal? Why not like figure out a way to live to your like 80, 90, and then all of a sudden see your grandchildren have babies and see the tree of life, if you would, just spread out everywhere. When my grandmother's great grandchildren, which are my children, start having babies, and my 12 other cousins start having babies, and they already have, sorry, not my 12 other cousins, but my 12 other cousins' children start having babies, we're talking about life that spreads so astronomically. Why do women dodge this? So that's why I brought this point in. Want to talk about gynocentric social order and these other things, but that's pretty much it, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I can't remember the fourth point of where my book is going to go into. It's going to talk about ancient Christianity. Let me see if I can remember it. Ancient Christianity, gynocentric social order. Okay. Let me see. Ancient Christianity, gynocentric social order. What else? Oh my gosh, dude. I need to remember this. Ancient Christianity, I'm so tired, dude. I'm so tired. Anyway, I will talk about that in another podcast. I brought that up again and made myself look stupid, which is fine. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm just so tired, dude. It's been a long ass fucking day, but I appreciate you guys so much. That's it, man. All right. We'll talk to you guys soon. You guys have a great evening. We're 34 minutes in. Hope you enjoy Nick's show. And this is the America First pregame show. I do other videos, but I'm dedicated to doing the pregame show for Nick right now. And that's how I hope to plan on growing this channel. Do like and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. And that's pretty much it, man. I appreciate you guys. All right. Yeah. Peace.